Guys, Monke here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be checking out the new Daima Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku on the Giant Ape Power team. So obviously you cannot run Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on Daima Goku's team because he's not on Demonic Power or Pure Saiyans. We've also got the Ink Gogeta here as well. This team is obviously going to get a lot more fun in the next like month or two, or I guess 3, because we got the Heroes Super Saiyan 4's EZAs coming up, and they are all on Daima Goku's team. And then of course we're going to have the adult Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku coming at some point. I think still for the anniversary, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Have we got the skip on? We do. Yeah, that's fine. We've seen the intro already a few times now in the videos. I like to... It's a shame. It's one of those things. Sometimes I really enjoy watching all the intros, and then sometimes it's like, well, I really want to see Daima Super Saiyan 4 Gokus again, but do I want to see all of the other ones again, like straight away? So annoyingly, we've got basically both the units who will probably be the ideal slot 1s for this team, which is the Super Saiyan 4s and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on the same rotation. So obviously, whilst it kind of seems a bit crazy to float off Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as he is probably the best unit on the team, the 4s need a chance to attack, whereas obviously they might not get that opportunity once everyone else has attacked for them to get multiple supers off here. So my Daima Goku is 55%. All of his links are level 3, apart from Super Saiyan, which is level 2. So obviously it could be slightly better, but 328k. Now the one big thing about the Giant 8 Power team is that the team doesn't really have any support units in terms of attack, outside of like obviously the Super Saiyan 4 Goku does give some attack support, which is pretty nice. And I can't remember exactly what the step numbers are now, but Ink Gogeta gives a little bit of support. But we don't have, like we do on Daima Goku's team, some of these really big support units. But obviously remember that the Xeno Super Saiyan 4, like the Limit Breaker Goku and the Limit Breaker Vegeta, they both have support passives based on having an ally whose name includes Goku or Vegeta, obviously the opposite for each. So Vegeta would get his from Daima Goku, whereas obviously Goku would need like the LR Super Saiyan 4s on rotation, or, you know, Super EZA Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, or of course just the Limit Breaker one himself. So really hoping that those EZAs are good. Gohan is seemingly, just like the way his kit is now, he's probably going to line up to be a really good tank for the team, potentially a good slot 1 option, which, to be honest, both this team and Daima Goku's team in general do need some more really solid slot 1 options. So I really hope that the Super Saiyan 4 Gohan EZA is really good for that. And then Bardock, unfortunately, as much as we love Bardock on this channel, my expectations are not super high for Super Saiyan 4 Bardock's EZA. But you never know. Maybe they'll just decide for some reason, even though his kit is very like sort of meh at the moment, maybe they just decide to go crazy and his EZA is actually really, really good. Who knows? The problem is, as much as I love Heroes, of course, and I want all the Heroes EZAs to be good, with Heroes being like a dead sort of thing now, where they're obviously still EZAing these older units that need it, but no new units are going to come out and stuff like that. It was one of those things where like they don't really necessarily have any incentive to make those Heroes EZAs actually any good. I mean, I guess to be fair, if they are really, really good, then people who don't have them would obviously then be tempted to summon, because we're assumingly there is going to be the EZA banner. Because I believe it might even be required that like when these characters are getting upgraded, like there has to be a banner for you to be able to get them. I'm not sure what on each of the different like parameters for like the gacha lore, especially in Japan. They might have to be available because they're getting their EZA. So that would be cool. And I guess that would be an incentive for them to make them really good, because then people are going to want to summon for them. But yeah, so this Goku needs a GT Heroes ally, which we fortunately will have. But yeah, he gives allies 40% attack. Might as well let him go first. Get one of the Gokus floated off here. Obviously, both Super Saiyan 3 Gokus on rotation mean they're giving a lot of extra defense. Super Saiyan 4 Goku at 600 and odd K at the start of the turn here. I'm dropping a nice 36 mil. The problem is, I guess, like having one Daima Goku on the team is probably ideal, because characters like the STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he's a unit that really wants to be in slot 2, because he's a bit too risky to run in slot 1, and he doesn't get his full passive in slot 3. So nice super counter there though, taking out the first phase. We'd love to see that. So, but yeah, when it comes to slot 1 for the team, bit scary for the Super Saiyan 4s on like the second turn, because they still have guard, and to be fair, they still have 1.5 million defense. Goku obviously gets that nice little bit of an extra buff from his super attacks from the previous turn, so he's at 525k. But the problem is, like, he's still not an ideal slot 1 unit at all. And what does Gogeta give? Because Gogeta wants to be slot 2 or 3 really as well, doesn't he? So he just gets extra attack and defense and an additional super. Okay. He doesn't give any support. For some reason I thought he did, but there you go. So he's just a unit that wants to be in slot 2 or 3. So again, like, he's a unit, I feel like, as good as Ink Gogeta's EZA is, all of the characters that end up being like floaters on this team could easily be replaced if the team gets a really, really good support unit. Because even Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, as good as he is, like, I would rather run a character, especially on like this rotation with Daima, Goku and the Super Saiyan 4s. Imagine running a character that instead is giving everybody like 70% attack or something, right? So we'll have to see how the team develops over time. Again, like the heroes EZAs, one way they could help out Bardock is by giving him a lot of support. Because currently the only way his passive works is that based on the HP you're on at the start of the turn, he can get effective against all types or like guaranteed crit. He has a little bit of dodge if there's a giant 8 power ally, but it's only like 30% chance. So that needs to go up considerably. But other than that, like, that's kind of all he does. Like, he'll do an okay bit of damage, I guess, with his EZA if it's just very basic. But he's going to be a massive defensive liability, and then he doesn't offer much else to the team. So that could be one way for them to make him relevant, right? Is give him that much better dodge chance, ideally like 70% minimum, I suppose. And then make him a massive, like, support, right? Like, or make him like all allies 30% attack and defense plus 30% attack and defense for giant 8 power or something, right? Because then for the giant 8 power team, 60% attack and defense. Because I like it when they do a bit of a split like that, because then he could still be okay on other teams, but they could just straight up do giant 8 power allies or all allies, which obviously would be better. But I feel like the higher percentages of support is usually restricted in some way. But yeah, I feel like that's probably the only way Super Saiyan 4 Bardock is going to make it onto this team, especially with how good some of the other characters will potentially be, is that they're just going to have to give him like a really nice amount of support to make him actually worth running on the team over some of these other options, right? But yeah, Gohan I have high hopes for, because Gohan could end up being that slot 1 option. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can obviously be very good as well, but like my AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is only 55%. So obviously against this Broly, he still tanks perfectly fine in slot 1 anyway. We've now, by being hit, of course, got the Dragon Fist. I mean, Gogeta is still him, right? Like 45 million attack stat. He is getting, of course, the big attack support from Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We've got that nice little extra bit of defense because of the Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku as well. So I mean, this is a very strong rotation, as we know from like the GT Heroes team and everything. Gogeta followed up by STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then the Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku in slot 3. Pretty strong rotation here. Goku obviously does need to crit in order to do actual good damage to this Broly. There we go. I think even his additional normal with a crit does around the same damage as his super attack, so I don't think Super Saiyan 3 Goku can finish off Broly here, though. His attack stats are not really all that. I mean, that's not really, you know, what he's there for. I say that, but 28.8 million is not terrible, considering his role on the team. Typically, if he'd got an additional super, he actually would have been able to kill him. And, of course, we then get the most annoying... See, I don't want the rotations to get messed up here, but, like... I could use the Azaru here, but then we've wasted one of them, which feels like a massive waste. And I didn't bring a Senzu Bean with me, which is really annoying. I can afford to lose Daima Goku off the rotation, I guess. I can't really afford to lose the Super Saiyan 4s, because then when this rotation comes back around again, we don't have a slot 1 unit. Man, that is really awkward. I guess we just have to, for the sake of like keeping the units on rotation for the showcase, I suppose, we just have to do this, because then we can move you to there, and now the rotation is still the way we want it to be, because then the giant ape is obviously going to kill Broly here, and then we will move on to the next phase. much earlier than I would have liked to use it, especially considering, you know, one of the great things about using the Giant 8 mechanic is the ability to get rid of, like, the super attack and everything, which means we're going into this next phase with no protection from an immediate super attack. So I guess we could go for fusing into Gogeta straight away, I guess, but ideally we want more turns for him to stack. I mean, we've got the active skill for Daima Goku as well. He's going to be getting his on turn 4 big buff as well here. But let's see. So what are we at here? 525k. Obviously, he's got 54% damage reduction because of the Goku. These guys are at 2.24, and then of course they get 10%. They also have guard still. I mean, I guess I could quickly, let me just double check what does Broly do with his super in this phase? Where is he? Broly, phase 3. He does 3.7, but he also raises attack. So he's basically doing like 5 million damage. So yeah, like Daima Goku isn't tanking that. He also doesn't have a Ki Blast super. So, I mean, I guess if we active skill with Goku, because it is his big turn 4 buff, I suppose we want to get as much damage as possible. So let's go ahead and use the active skill for Goku. Don't know if he gets any extra links if we put him in the middle. He gets prepared for battle, which I mean at level 2 I don't think that actually gives him anything extra anyway, but let's go ahead and do that. Because then we should be able to get away with putting him in slot 1, and then obviously have the Super Saiyan 4s won't have to transform this turn, which then means they can get some extra stacks. Because I believe as long as they've supered first, with them having guard, they should be able to tank Broly. Because remember, they do also have 10% damage reduction because of AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Obviously, AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku getting supered at the end would not be ideal. But yeah, because what is his super? If we say it's just straight up 5 million, minus 54% for the Daima Goku, still 2.3 million, so he'd still take like 700k. Yeah, that's awkward. I mean, we wouldn't die to that if we took exactly 700k, but yeah. Well, no, of course, he could just dodge, which, you know, 44% chance to dodge, I guess we'll see. But we go ahead and do that, and then grab that for you. So we're on full health at least. Dodge the AoE. Oh no, that was just a normal. There's the super, which we don't dodge, of course. We dodge the normal, eat the super, classic Dokkan. Okay, 244k. Okay, that's considerably less than I thought. And then, yeah, double digits for the normals. Goku taking 200k from the AoE is a bit spicy. But then, yeah, 45.5 million for 55% level 3 links Goku. Pretty decent. Obviously, we're going to get the crits guaranteed on this turn as well, because it's the turn 4 buff turn. Even though it's obviously technically turn 5, but guaranteed crits. If we could get a third super here, that would be nice. Because, yeah, big damage. Additional normal. Oof. Still, a little bit of damage, but we got the 2 supers, we got the 2 extra buffs. Then the Super Saiyan 4s here get to get a couple of supers off and get a few more stacks. So the next time this rotation comes around, we can just fuse with them and get the full heal. I mean, we're kind of set up okay here, because, like, I don't really want to use the Dragon Fist for Gogeta next turn, but we could technically just Dragon Fist instantly kill, then fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. The problem is, of course, the final phase Broly can super attack twice. So I guess depending where the supers were, that could be awkward. But I think we should be okay. And then, yeah, we got a couple of supers off for the Super Saiyan 4s. I'm not sure what their defense is now. Should be over 3 million at this point, I think. So then Super Saiyan 4 Goku gets his attacks off. 19 million on the additional. It's a shame we can't just kill here, because obviously we've got the other Super Saiyan 3 Goku, although I think he's floating at this point, has his active skill still ready to go. Actually, the problem is, I think here pre-Super, we're at a bit of a disadvantage. Like, I think with the AoE, I think it's very possible that we die to the AoE, like for example Goku dies to the AoE. Dragon Fist definitely kills him here. I'm not going to make a terrible mistake, and if I pick up orbs in slot 1 to get a little bit of HP, there's no point because I'm going to fuse with going to transform with the Great Ape Goku, and to be fair, I probably am going to fuse with the Super Saiyan 4s anyway. But just in case, because if I put Goku in slot 1, pick up those 2 STR orbs, it's not exactly going to give me a ton of HP. And then if the Dragon Fist doesn't kill, I'm sure it will, but 55% Gogeta, you never know. Could get unlucky. But man, this animation. Oh boy. Dragon Fist. Boom. I mean, I don't know what I was worried about. Max damage, get that KO screen though. You'd love to see that. Alright, so then we go into the final phase, because remember, Broly is still, like, tough. He's not the hardest boss in the game or anything, but he's still a pretty tough customer, as we would say. Now, I could I? I could get away with not fusing the Super Saiyan 4s here as well, because if I Giant Ape with this Goku, Broly's not going to be able to super. To be fair, though, he does get buffed every time he gets hit, so he's going to get hit by the Giant Ape, 3 times minimum, so he's going to get an extra, like, 15% attack. Because his normals do 1.2 million. So, like, everybody on the rotation should tank his normals for double-digit damage. But I guess that's before he starts taking all of his buffs. Because, yeah, like, realistically, the Super Saiyan 4s, like, with their guard still, Daima Goku with the type advantage and his damage reduction, like none of them should take damage from Broly's normals. And now that we're using the Giant Ape transformation, as long as he supers twice during this transformation phase, then he can't super once this ends. So yeah, we don't have to worry about anyone eating a super, and they can all tank normals, which means I don't need to transform into Gogeta, which means I get another turn where the Super Saiyan 4s can get some stacks. Plus, you do kind of miss out, like, it's annoying, I guess, when you have fused into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and you've got a turn where the enemy isn't supering you, because you don't get to have that crazy turn where he counters their supers, right? So, yeah, he double supered back to back after the first attack in slot 1. 6-point-odd million that first one did, and then the second one, yeah, 6.5. So basically 6.5 million damage from both supers is what that Broly does. Obviously, because the Great Apes have no defense, that's why it shows such a high number. But of course, they can't take damage. But yeah, that's after being hit like once. His super attack, if you had like 0 defense, which is obviously no actual proper units you'd be running, but like 6.5 million damage. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, he supered both times, so we don't need to worry about him supering now. The only real downside to the Giant 8 power team as well is that we have to see the Grandpa and unskippable animation twice, because we're running 2 AGL GT Super Saiyan characters. But I guess it is what it is. Because yeah, Broly's base super for this second phase, or final phase, only does 3.6, but he also greatly raises, so it's actually like 5 point something, and then he gets extra attack with every time he gets hit. He gets 30% extra attack every turn. You know what, actually, in fact, this Goku might actually be in real trouble from just his normals. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Super Saiyan 4 Goku might actually get me killed here. I'm not sure what to do. I think he's going to get me killed. Because, yeah, these guys should be fine to take normals, because they've still got guard, because it's turn 7. And they have guard for 7 turns, right? Yeah. So, yeah, they should tank the normals here for double-digit damage. The problem is Goku at the end, 400k defense. He gets, what does he get when he attacks? He gets 100% extra. For every 4 ki, he gets an extra 44%. Yes, I mean his defense after supering is considerably better, but because that is what 24. If we get him to full 24 ki, then that's an extra 6 of those stacks. It's an extra 6 lots of, was it 44%? Yeah, so 6 times 44 is like another 264%. So he'd be getting about 364% extra when attacking. But that's only going to put him up to a couple of million with a little bit of damage reduction and guard. But by the time he gets attacked by Broly, Broly's going to have been hit another like 5 or 6 times. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and do it and see what happens. I mean, I guess if I really wanted to like make sure we survive here, I could go ahead and just use this like Whis. But I am honestly just kind of tempted to see what Goku is going to take. Although, annoyingly, yeah, I can't get him 24 ki. So his defense is going to be even lower than we were just theorizing. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Let's just do it. I was going to say, do I just use the item? But we'll see. We've kind of seen what we want to see in the video, which is how good is Daima Goku on the Giant 8 Power team. And obviously, unsurprisingly, very, very good. Very solid slot 2 unit for the team. The only problem, I think, really is the longevity of this AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And yeah, this is a really unfortunate turn with the weighting of the attacks. Like, if there was like 1 attack in slot 3, which is very often the case in some of these events sometimes, then obviously Goku would be perfectly fine. Well, I say that, we don't actually know how much damage he's going to take from 1 normal attack, but yeah, if there was 1 normal attack, I wouldn't have even really needed to hesitate. It's just like, yep, Goku in slot 3, he should be okay, hopefully, against 1 attack. But there's like, what, 5 or 6 attacks in slot 3, which is kind of crazy, but I guess we'll see how he does here. Obviously, like I say, the Super Saiyan 4 is going to eat these for double-digit damage. Then we get Daima Goku's at 28 million here on this turn. Yeah, so it does a decent bit of damage. Because this is the thing, right? I did the 55% showcase the other day, and I was talking about, like, Daima Goku, obviously, at 55%, he's still good. He's not a character that, like, I think, you know, if you're only going to be able to summon to get, like, 1 copy, you shouldn't really... I don't think he's that bad at 55% that you should be in the mindset of, like, well, I can only get him to 55%, so he's not good enough, so I'm not going to summon. But it does kind of, like, when people were saying about... Okay, 4,000. That's actually a lot better than I thought. People were saying, like, oh, he's not going to be great at 55%, so, like, there's no point in summoning. I think that he's good enough, but the big thing a lot of people said for, like, the difficult content, where Goku's defense was maybe a bit questionable, is people saying, like, oh, but, you know, Goku will just melt the boss before they get the chance to kill him. It's like, well, obviously at 55%, that isn't going to be the case, right? Because, obviously... he's not doing anywhere near the kind of damage he's doing at like Rainbow level 10 links and all that kind of stuff. I think we probably are dead here just because of, with all the build up that Broly gets, like I'm not sure if Super Saiyan 4, STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku will be okay, but honestly even this super, like as powerful as AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is, at 55% in slot 1, I think we might be cooked. 323k, that's okay, except then he's going to do it again. Were we on full health? If we're on full health, we might actually just live this as well, to be honest. But the problem is the follow-up normals for like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the SCR one, even the AGL one at the end as well, to be fair. But because last turn he tanked the normals for like between 4 and 15,000. But this Broly has not only had an extra turn, so now 30% extra attack, but he's also been hit like 6 more times by the time he attacks that Goku, at least. So the Goku at the end is probably in trouble, considering we only have 100k HP left. And Super Saiyan 4 STR Goku, this would be one of those turns where it'd be really ideal for one of those attacks targeted at him to have just been a super and he counters it, so he doesn't have to even worry about the damage he would take from normals. But yeah, with type disadvantage especially, I feel like this is going to be pretty rough. 40 million attack stat, though, for the Super Easy A Goku is pretty good. But, yeah, see, him getting an additional normal doesn't really help his case. Yeah, 846k. Oof. But, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like on the Giant 8 power team, that STR Super Easy A Goku probably is one of the first units that will end up getting replaced. The Int Gogeta I mentioned as well. But, like, yeah, we got the Heroes Easy A's, we got Adult Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku incoming at some point. Like, the team's going to be very, very strong with them. I feel like the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku can still be a bit of a liability, though, but definitely a very solid team. Daima Goku fits in very nicely, as we kind of would have expected him to. So, yeah, it's a pretty fun team. It's not going to be great against every event in the game, obviously, but pretty good. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.